Jared Thomas and Ishua Machado are from what used to be known as N-Files, but now is known as NerdMentality.com. All right, we're going to talk about the E3. We're going to tell you what the E3 is in a second. First, Jared and Ishua, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we appreciate you coming on. All right, Ishua, first, what kind of name is that?
My name is Aramaic.
Okay, of course.
Pre-Hebrew.
Yeah, obviously. How many Aramaic people are left in the world? 7 or 8?
I believe it's less than 5.
Okay, seriously, where's your family from originally?
Actually, my parents are Dominican. They just did a lot of research for the name, and they really liked. It's reference what they call Jesus in Aramaic.
In Aramaic.
Right, yeah,
okay.
So they really liked that, and it was unusual, so they went with that.
Yeah, because I was going to say, Ishua, I get. Machado doesn't sound really like Assyrian or anything like that, although I'm crossing Middle Eastern references there. But all right, first, Jared, let me start with you. What is Nerd Mentality?
Nerd Mentality is a website on the internet.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, a little more specific.
And what we do is we are kind of associated with, just revolved around gaming culture. We do video game reviews, we do our insights, our impressions on it. We have a forum where people just blather on about games and anything else that interests them. And now and again we do a movie review or sometimes talk about comics, anything kind of nerdy.
All right, so we're talking asteroids, we're talking Pac-Man, that kind of thing.
A little more recent than that.
A little more recent, okay, I got you. So now, you guys are normally in Florida. Ishua, what brings you out here to L.A.?
We're out here this week for the E3 convention, which is pretty much the biggest press conference for video games here in the U.S. Microsoft, Sony, and everyone who's a name in the video game industry will be revealing their new projects and any new games coming out. They'll be demoing them so that the press can see what's coming up and we know what's going on.
So this thing is gigantic,
it's
right?
It's huge.
Like how many people are coming? Like 1 million or 2 million?
Maybe not quite 1 million, but I think it's 50 or 60,000 this year, isn't it? Is it even more?
I think last year was 60,000, and then someone at like Starbucks said that they thought there was like 20,000 more this year.
So there you go. Yeah, 70,
that would
80,000.
be hell if it is, but.
Okay, so they get together and do they all geek out together and they're like, dude, I'll see your Call of Duty and I'll raise it Dungeons and Dragons or whatever.
I don't know.
What like? Why are they coming?
Well, they're coming for 2 reasons. Because A, you can play video games before they come out, and you know, for the companies that's good. You can say what to be excited for, but for the people, it's just like, oh, great, I get to play the next Call of Duty already. And they also get free swag. That's just the stuff that they give out to kind of, you know, whet your palate, make you a little more apt to giving them a nice review, giving them more coverage.
Sure, that makes sense. That's
and you could meet,
standard stuff.
you might meet some major players. Who was it? Adam last night met the guy who was doing the Dead or Alive series.
Yeah, some big developers or just anyone who's anyone in the video game industry. It's like meeting. I mean, it's a celebrity.
Someone saw Kojima last
video
night
game
and
celebrity.
Right, and so they'll bring like actors if it's based on a, you know, if they did a movie based on the game.
Right. Yeah, you
et
might meet
cetera.
some Hollywood people.
Right, but the creators of the games, and so everybody gets to geek out.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Right. At these conferences, does anybody ever get laid or no? Or is it like all like a giant sausage
No,
factory?
probably not. I wouldn't say not exactly a sausage fest, but I don't see a lot of action going on.
No,
in video games. I don't think so.
It's like a lib conference. I've been gone to lib conferences for like
Well,
10,
they
20
bring
years.
in,
Nobody ever gets laid.
There's a lot of women who are hired to be there as like you know, kind of like a car show.
Okay.
So they'll have the booth babes.
Okay.
Tons of booth babes.
Somebody's getting laid with the booth babe.
Yeah.
Probably not. But
Okay, no,
they
but
think
not-
they are.
Not the attendees.
Yeah, no, attendees. That's a good one. Attendees with the booth babes. No. Okay, but some guy who owns like EA Sports, whatever, or something, is like, oh yeah, he knocked down 2 or 3 booth babes. Is my guess. I'm just
Possible.
guessing.
By now. Yes.
All right. So by now, yeah. So what's getting introduced this year?
This year it's an interesting year because Microsoft and Sony are both kind of playing catch up, seeing how much money Nintendo made with the Wii. So they both are showing more detailed versions of what they announced at last E3. Whereas Microsoft's is a controllerless system called Kinect. I keep calling it Kinetic because it's like kind of the same.
It's almost spelled out.
Yeah.
Because it has a K in the beginning, so I
Well,
know
it's all
I had
about
the same
movement
urge.
too. And Sony's is actually called the Move. So I guess that's where my brain is on that. And Sony's is like the Wii. It's like a wand that you move around.
Okay, so how's it different than a Wii?
Well, the Kinect is controllerless. It's a little box that you put on top of your TV, I would assume, and it actually takes an image of you, and based on your movement, it kind of reads you the way like the Sony iToy used to, but in a much more advanced and precise way.
Mm-hmm. So, do I have something in my hand, Ishua, or like with the Wii, you're holding something, right?
Right.
In this, are you holding something,
With
or
this,
is
no.
this is just like and it's like reading you in the room?
Magic. It's literally it's a camera that that understands what you're doing. So instead of just taking your image, it can read depth. It can tell where you are within the scope of the frame of the video game. It'll read forward, backward motion, up and down.
Wow.
And then puts you in the game. So then the avatar or whatever your character is in the game mimics exactly what you're doing. So now where you would have like Dungeons and Dragons or whatever, you'd have a sword. You're actually pretending like you have a sword, you swing it, and your character in the game is swinging it. So instead of pressing a button.
That's both really cool and really nerdy at the same time.
Correct.
Because like it's kind of like it's amazing, right? But at the same time, you're in a room going, "Oh, still on!" Right?
Yeah, you close the blinds first.
Right. So, I mean, it's kind of a disaster in a lot of ways. If somebody sees it, it's totally questionable.
I agree. It's kind of like the touchscreen, though, if you think about it, because they're also implementing the Xbox, for example, has a lot of features where you can watch Netflix on it or a different media, and you can actually, like you would on a touchscreen, you can move your hand in ways that'll control the menus. So
that's amazing,
that's
dude.
That's kind of cool. It's not not just the games. That might not be your thing, but if you like, it actually also has voice recognition, so you can say play music, which is what they showed today. It'll start playing, your Pandora. Or whatever,
so we're finally at Star Trek.
Right? Yeah, we're getting
computer.
there.
Yeah. Computer, give me music.
Exactly.
What's it good? Okay. All right. So that's fun. What if you're having sex in the room? Does it then mimic that?
That's not going to happen. So, like if you own this,
That's a good point. Very good point. That's coming, by the way. Speaking of Star Trek, that's the last thing when they finally create the hologram, right? Because we're getting there. I mean, this is very hologram-ish. Then you fill it out, and all of a sudden,
virtual
there's
sex, and then
the booth babes are finally in the room,
Right.
kind of, hologram-like.
And the end of the species, because no one has actual sex to produce children anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they've started that in Japan already, so we're already in trouble. Okay, well, that sounds interesting. And so the convention is going on, over the next 3 or 4 days?
Well, the convention proper, where they have all the companies are kind of have their booths where you can play their games. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then, that's kind of it.
All right. Okay, that sounds badass. All right. So it's around LA. I'm sure I'll see you guys.
Sure.
We'll get drunk and this kind of thing. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. And the website is Nerd Mentality. So if you want to find out more about it, check it out. Jared Ishua, thank you for joining us on the Young Turks. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
All right. We'll be right back.